I just constant to be with you. That's why, so I need is over and on. I had a picture in my mind. Say please can try and calm myself. Everything I can try to find. Say why we together. I need is over and on. I had a picture in my mind.
What's up, chat? It's me, Amber Swain, 101, and I'm back with another reaction video. Well, this might be my first reaction video on this channel. You can expect a lot of reactions and gameplay from this channel, mostly. Alright, okay. So the video we have today is hip-hop dying or are we just old? Me, myself, I ask myself this question. Let's see what his sentiments are.
Hip-hop has been trash this year, but is hip-hop really dying? Or am I just getting old? Last decade, hip-hop became the most popular genre in America, and while that's definitely an amazing achievement, some people are questioning if the genre has already peaked. It took 7 months for hip-hop to get its first #1 album with Lil Uzi Vert's last project, and as of this recording, hip-hop still hasn't had a single reach #1 yet. 2023 has definitely been a down year for the culture, and now comes the question if this is a moment where fans should be worried, or if this is just another natural dip. A lot of people, including myself, have spoken on how bad hip-hop has been this year, but some have gone as far as to say that hip-hop is dying. And that's when I ask, is hip-hop actually dying, or are we just getting old? I want to be fair with this video, so I want to try to give the view of fans, old and...
There's two parts to this. On one part, I say it's not dying. On another part, I say there is something that is missing. Most definitely. There is something that's missing. And whether that be like stardom, I think it's something like stardom. I can't put my finger on it, y'all. Like, I can't put my finger on it. Like, it's either stardom. Like, celebrities aren't celebrities really anymore. Like, celebrity culture is shifting, if you haven't noticed. But specifically musicians, they don't hit the same no more. Like, the only legend we really have of this generation is Beyonce. Like, in past generations, they had multiple at one time. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into that. I mean, Jay-Z, he's pretty much a legend. So they both, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing together or whatever. But it's something missing, y'all. It's something missing. That's my point. It's something missing.
and young. I feel like a lot of people, when they have these conversations, they forget to look in the mirror. Hip-hop has always had its issues, even since the beginning of the genre, and hip-hop has always mainly been for young people, which is really annoying now since I'm the one that's getting old. The older generations always look down on the generations that come after them in all aspects of life. For me, being born in the mid-90s and growing up in the early 2000s,
yes, that is a thing, because now today's conversation with that whole is this generation's music or hip-hop music, is it any good, right? That whole conversation. Every generation has its own perks and has its own not so great things about it, okay? And one of them is we just get old. That's inevitable. We just get old. So, like, one of the things about it that's not so great is things will start to sound different to us that become new. That's not so great to me, because I feel like you always want new things to sound fresh. But the thing about it is, everything that's new doesn't sound fresh. Some things sound recycled. Some things sound like it's carbon copy. Some things sound like it missed the hit, like it missed the point, like it missed, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like, okay, for this generation, it's like, why do we listen to music that glorifies drugs and killings, right? That's an age-old conversation of this past decade. And I personally feel like I get that question. I understand that question because why? Right? But it comes a time where now that type of music is like just vibe. You know what I'm saying? Just vibe twin type thing. Like just vibe. Like it's just a beat type thing. Like the beat is like immaculate. Like the beat is immaculate and like you can't run from that. Like, and that's become a pattern, like with new music. When I say new music, I mean like if you tapped into the underground, if you tapped in to like fresh new hip hop with like the whole drill scene, like it be the beat. It definitely be the beat. Some musicians have lyricism involved, but other times it's just a vibe. So I'm saying, so that's that. Me personally, I don't really like to vibrate on that frequency. I feel like it vibrates on like a lower frequency, and like it's just something about it that like really don't stick with me. But like there is a sector that has risen, right? There is a sector of new music, new hip hop, underground hip hop, where they sell you a lifestyle, you know, like wealthy living, like wealthiness, like luxury brands, like fine dining. Like, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. That's the type of that's the type of frequency I like to vibrate on. See what I'm saying? So, because I like the finer things in life, but that's when music sells like you a lifestyle, that's something I can get down with. But that glorifying drugs, like look how my hands are on my head right now. Puzzled. Where do we go from here?
I strongly consider my generation to have the best cartoons, athletes, toys. Everything was better when I was growing up. Everyone feels that way, especially when it comes to music. People like NWA, Tupac, Eminem, Snoop Dogg. Today we look at people like that as legends, but back then, people called them problematic, cancers to society, and every music fan's favorite word, trash. Like imagine being in a...
This is true, and I often have this conversation with people. Okay. Pioneers, innovative people, highly talented people they don't always garner the likeness that you would think in like afterwards, right? Like right now, like who can I say, like right now, people, like some people are just ahead of their time. As some musicians are just simply ahead of their time, like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like people that are like setting this, you know, it's like they're setting the tone. You see what I'm saying? They're doing something new. So like they're not always liked or revered in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I put this? Kanye West, he's definitely like, to me, ahead of his time. He's very futuristic, and like if you think about it, like he's not always liked, but I feel like in the future he will be looked at like one of those ones, like Tupac is looked at like of his time. And I'm not glazing or nothing because I'm a fan. Like, I'm definitely a Tupac. I mean, I'm definitely like a Kanye West fan, y'all. I'm a Kanye West fan. But I'm just simply saying, like, his stance are unpopular. Like, and then like afterwards, like he's validated, like there's validity in what he's saying after it's been like time has progressed. There's like his stances are like valid. Now, I'm not saying that what he was saying about the whole Jewish community, I'm not saying that like he was like spot on with everything, but it was a point he was trying to make. And it was given Hebrew Israelite type points. It was given like he was watching a bunch of YouTube videos. He went down a rabbit hole type points. But he made a couple of valid points. See what I'm saying? But I'm not down with the anti-Semitite. Because there can be multiple truths at once. That's all I'm going to say. But back to the whole, let's bring it full circle, right? These type of legends aren't often liked during their peak, during their time. See what I'm saying? Because you can be well known and not liked. It's called notoriety. See what I'm saying? You could be well known and not liked as much as your counterparts, your peers. And like, I just think Kanye West is a perfect example of that. Like I said, his music, like he's ahead of his time. Like, it takes people like years to catch up to his sound. Like, do you see how long it took for Bound to go viral? It took for a whole social media app a whole new social media app to come out for him to go viral again. Like, and it just happens over and over. But again, that goes back to making timeless music. So
in the mid-90s and you're listening to Tupac, and then your dad or your uncle comes up and try to tell you that Sugar Hill Gang is real hip-hop, remember the old saying, we're not against rap, we're not against rappers, but we are against those thugs. The old and young can never agree was actually good for hip-hop. I enjoyed it at the time because I was young, but rap in the mid-2000s was straight garbage. When I was in the 6th grade, you couldn't tell me that songs like Laffy Taffy, Crank.
Rap in the I totally disagree. Mid-2000s, bruh? Come on, bruh. Like, bro. Like, you gotta give credit due where it's due. Like, Crank That is a classic. Like, it's music that got you to get up and dance again. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same as the Electric Slide or nothing. Like, it's not giving the Electric Slide. But it's darn near close to it. See what I'm saying? Like, it's like a generational thing. Like, that is a perfect example of, is hip-hop dead or are you just old? That's a perfect example right there, because Crank That, Laffy Taffy, like, we're not gonna go in, like, that's what we not about to do.
That Soulja Boy and Pulling Me Back by Chingy wasn't real hip-hop. I was like 12 in the South. You think I'm
Listen, Chingy was that dude. Every time you tryna leave something, pulling me back, telling me you leave, you don't know how they act. Day, you were meant for me. Oh, I gotta leave. That's the one. That's one of the ones.
trying to listen to some Nas? Remember when auto-tune hit the streets like crack? Busta Rhymes and Ron Browz should be in jail right now for what they did to A-Rap Money. And then I got to high school and like crack. Busta Rhymes and Ron Browz, Crank That Soulja Boy, and Pulling Me Back by Chingy wasn't real hip-hop. I was like 12 in the South. You think I'm trying to listen to some Nas? Remember when...
Listen, I was one of the ones listening to Nas. Like, I've always been cultured. Like, I've always listened to various genres of music. That's just me because I'm a Sagittarius. I'm like, I fall down rabbit holes here and there. Like, I love music. Like, it's a thing for me. But, like, I was one of the ones listening to Nas, y'all. Like, listen. It's like this. Everybody doesn't, some people just want to just vibe, right? That's why they have dumb it down music, right? Like, where you don't have to think like that. You just want to vibe. You just want to hear a good tune. maybe you drinking your wine, maybe you know what I'm saying, having you a little Casamigos, maybe you having you a good little time. You don't even have to drink to have a good time, but like maybe you just chill out and vibing. You want a good vibe, right? You're gonna listen to a little bit of Dumb It Down music. But then there are times when you want to listen to some lyricism and something that matters in this world. I know, like, when I was in college and I would be walking to classes, I was definitely listening to some lyricism. Like I wasn't just listening to Dumb It Down music. Like, I was definitely listening to music that mattered. Like, and like Nas, like this generation's Nas is pretty much J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Like, they bring the lyricism to the table. They bring, like, the status to the table. Like, and then back then, like, you had 50 Cent, you had Nas, you had Jay-Z, you had, the list goes on. Okay? The list goes on, but the fact of the matter is, it's all about the vibe you in. It's all about the mood you in. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the vibe you're trying to go with, and that's what it boils down to at the end of the day.
When auto-tune hit the streets like crack, Busta Rhymes and Ron Browse should be in jail right now for what they did to A-Rap Money. And then I got the hospital.
We get A-Rap Money. He told us to go to jail, baby. They need to, baby. What? A-Rap money? A-Rap money? They need some A-Rap money for what they did. Hey, we getting A-Rap money. That was my jam. Is it just me? Or was that song hitting?
School in around 2010, 2011 when Lil B was blowing up. He was one of my favorite rappers to listen to. And I would argue with you to this day that when he actually wants to, he can rap. And then also around that time, that's when people was doing all these stupid dances. That's when the New Boys had the whole jerking movement going on and people was wearing those stupid bright yellow jeans, skinny jeans. I hated all that. And then you had the Cat Daddy, Teach Me How to Dougie. That was my age group and I hated all of that back then. But I was in a minority. Calling
Teach his own.
Whatever's the current state of hip-hop trash is nothing new. I know it seems like a long time ago.
Because, baby, I definitely had my MP3 loaded up with some Crank Dad and some, I'm a jerk. He's a jerk. It was this one jerking song. What was the name of that jerking song, y'all? What was the name of that jerking song? I can't think of the jerking song. But it was just one jerking song. Y'all, that junk hit. If I can bring it, if it comes out to my recollection, I'm gonna like insert it. But yeah.
But less than 10 years ago, do y'all remember when hip hop was in its own civil war? Do y'all remember the mumble rappers versus the real rappers? It was old heads that thought the Migos were destroying rap music. Stop
it. Like, first off, that whole mumble rap versus real rap, that conversation resurfaced during COVID. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a conversation that resurfaces like at the top of every decade. But like that's a real thing. Like, that's a thing. Like, that's definitely a topic that constantly comes back up over and over time. But on this Migos was the great. I'm not even gonna let him finish. Migos is one of the greatest of our time. The Fugees walked so the Migos could run. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. They had cadence. They had style. They had the lyrics. Okay? It's the cadence for me. That was what stuck out to me. Like, okay, so like they had the right song choices. They chose the right songs to put out at a certain time. And it worked for them. And everything about them was right. Like, they were meant to be. Like, for real. Meant to be.
And I feel like it's pretty safe to say that as of right now, the Migos are one of the greatest rap groups ever. The SoundCloud era with Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty, that was not that long ago. Lil Pump trash ass was trash. I find myself listening to older artists that I already like. I turn 30 next year. I hate drill music. I don't care about what ops you got on your block. and y'all telling on yourselves.
Yeah, the Blackiaki Makiaki. Listen, it's a community of people for that subscribe to that. But me, listen, I can't get down with it. I can't get down with the little pump. But see, drill music, they have, some of the songs be eating. They be chewing a little bit. They be nibbling. See what I'm saying? But me personally, I just can't get down with it like that. Like, when I'm playing Call of Duty or I'm playing like something with some shooting, it might hit a little different. It might hit a little different. But for the most part, it's enough. But yeah.
When did wearing a wire become cool? But why now are people starting to say that hip hop is dying? Even outside of chart success, it's a lot of reasons. The thing that pisses me off the most is the lack of creativity between rappers and producers. We're at a point now where they don't even really change the beat anymore. They just take a popular rap song from the 2000s and they might add a new drum to it. For example,
listen, sampling is a thing because it's always been done. Oh, what I meant to say about Lil Pump is, I feel like if anybody was an industry plant, it's him. Y'all pointing fingers at the wrong person. It's Lil Pump. It's Lil Pump. Sorry to put my fingers in y'all face like that, but yeah. It's definitely Lil Pump. But back to this whole sampling thing. Sampling has been going on. The Fugees used to sample, baby. Like, but the thing is, the sampling is not the same. So he kind of got a point, but he leaving out something right here, okay? I mean, he said what he had to say, but listen, sampling is one of those things where, like, back in the day, back in the Dizzy, back in the Gap, okay, it was done a little bit better. Like, they didn't just take the song and then put another beat on top of it and then boom. Like, they were like using like symphonies, like using like sampling. And it wasn't just no song that we already knew. It was like songs like that from like another genre, or songs like a part of a song. Like, even if we knew it, like it was a part of a song that was like catchy. Like a part of a beat that was catchy. Like it's like captured your attention. But now they just jacking beats, child.
I love Saweetie, blue chip prospect, but damn, I wish he would just take pictures. NLE Choppa recently pissed everyone off when he
We're not gonna do too much on Saweetie. Not too much on her.
remade Hot in Here by Nelly. He was like, oh, y'all need to hear the whole song, just not the snippet. No, we don't. The problem with a lot of these younger rappers are they're rapping over classic songs that still get played today. And they're making them worse. They're not adding anything to it. They're not building off of it. They're just trying to take advantage of the fact that it's a
My sentiments, exactly.
popular song. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and tell producers and rappers that they can only rap over soul samples. I wish that was the case. All I'm saying is at least be creative with it. A lot of these younger rappers are doing exactly what everyone complains about in Hollywood when they just remake and reboot the same movie over and over again. How in the is Jamie Lee Curtis still getting harassed by Michael Myers? At first I thought I was tripping. I was like, damn, maybe
He got a point. Like, he definitely got a point. But listen, every artist bring their own touch. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to know, what happened to remixes? Now it's just a feature or featuring so-and-so. But what happened to remixes, y'all? Remixes are missing in action. RIP to the remixes.
Maybe it's because I'm old and the songs that I grew up on are now old enough that the younger generation wants to sample them. But then I realized it's just laziness. We're at a point where these aren't even new songs. They're just remixes. Another reason why I feel like people are saying that hip hop is dying is because nobody wants to be a rapper for the love or skill of it. The current state of hip hop seems like nothing more than a quick money grab. You got a bunch of people that don't know the history of rap, they don't care about the skill of rapping, they can't even perform. You got a bunch of people charging $100, $200 tickets, not even counting service charge fees, just to watch them sing karaoke. I just want to focus on the newer rappers real quick. How many current rappers?
It's just something about perform. It's just something about hearing it live, though, my brother. My brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother. It's something about hearing it live. Like, Future goes off live. Took a shot at Henny. I've been going brazy. On investigation. You know they talk the stick, talk. Then when they hit that, I'm about to cash up on a new toy. Hey, that goes hard live.
Would you say that you consider them to be album artists? Not many. I like Lil Durk. Do I think Lil Durk puts a lot of thought and time into his projects? Not at all. ESTG? Not at all. NBA Youngboy? Hell no. And I could go on and on.
Not too much on NBA.
I feel like the thought process behind a bunch of rappers today is pretty simple. They'd be like, oh, we got a festival coming up. I'm gonna just record a bunch of songs. I'm gonna throw them together and I'm gonna say, this is my album. One of them got a hit. And then on top of that, with this streaming era, we see so many artists today putting out 20-song albums and every song is like 2 minutes. Now, I think music streaming has ruined the industry in general, but that's a video for another day. I don't even know why anybody would want to be a rapper at this point. It's no money in this. In case you don't know, I'm going to assume you're either stupid or you're really young, but a lot of these rappers don't actually have money, or at least the money.
Y'all, don't let this man lie to you. Because it's definitely some rappers that are getting money. Like, but he definitely got a point. Even DDG said YouTubers make more money than rappers. But let's not flex like it's not no money in rap. Not saying that I personally know. But then again, I like used to know like a couple of rappers that were like how do I put this? Like indies, they make money. They make money, and like look at Money Man. He would tell you straight up, like, indie labels are the way to go. Like, indie labels are the way to go. Like, but like in terms of like them regular labels, like where the 360 deals and all them deals and the 120 and the 420 and the 360 and the 180, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. He got a point with that. But now you see these rappers turning to YouTube too, and then like everybody's turning to YouTube because the AdSense is where the money is at. But y'all, like them rappers be making money. They might not make YouTuber money, but they be making money.
Money that they try to give off. If they wanted my advice would be for somebody would be to make a bunch of songs, hope that one of them goes viral, and once it goes viral, transition to something else. Either go box with Jake Paul and them.
This is true.
Or go start her OnlyFans. Like I saw that Ice Cream So Good, light-skinned, dark-skinned girl says she's putting out more music. Why? Hip hop is just a bunch of clout chasers.
What you got against hip hop? What you got against music, my brother?
That want money. Because of the internet and social media, we're at a point where we don't really create stars anymore. Ice Spice may be the latest example.
My point in the beginning. It's something missing. Like Ice Spice is like the first peak of like the first little glance of stardom we've had in a while. Like Nicki Minaj, let's give the credit where the credit is due, because she had longevity. Like Nicki Minaj is my girl. I'm a Nicki Minaj stan. Like, listen, Nicki, if you ever see this, girl, moi, love you down. Okay, Nicki Minaj walked so the rest of you hoes could run. Okay, listen. it's just something about stardom that like has to be in the equation. Like, it's something about that oomph that you have to have, that pull that you have to have, that to, you know what I'm saying? And I have a separate opinion about celebrityism and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, it's always going to be a thing. Celebrityism is just going to be a thing because the world be worlding. But it's something missing with these artists these days. They don't have the same sauce. See what I'm saying? And like when Nicki Minaj was rising to fame, like her star power was through the roof. And we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in a while. And Ice Spice comes along, and she's definitely doing a doggone thing. Okay, like she has that star power.
Example of a rap star, but it has nothing to do with her music. I feel bad for bashing her because she seems like a really nice girl in her interviews, but she can't rap. But the way she
lies, some of her lyrics be hitting. A lot of her lyrics be hitting. See what I'm saying? Like, I like Ice Spice music. Like, it from her song choice to the beats to the lyrics. Like, a lot of her songs be hitting. Like, I haven't really heard a bad song from her. Like, ever.
She looks generational talent.
And I'm not glazing.
Is a franchise caliber player, but I don't see her making music 5 years from now. Outside of her, it seems like we get a new hot rapper.
I do.
Every single day. They're here at one moment, gone the next. A lot of these rappers
True.
don't care about hip-hop culture, so they don't have anything to add. It seems like they think you should like them just because. I used to want to be a hip-hop journalist, but I'm so glad I grew out of that passion. I can't tell you how many interviews I've seen over the last few years where artists will come in, sit down, and act like they don't want to talk. I don't have the patience for that. Once
Me neither, brother. Me neither, my brother.
that generation of Kendrick, Cole, and Drake leaves, this culture is cooked. A bunch of these newer acts won't be able to perform 20 years from now. Lil Baby is great, but I feel like we still...
How do I feel about that? I feel like you're kind of speaking the truth. Like, I don't know if these artists got it cut out, like, to, like, stand the test of time. Like, we gonna see, child, but listen, it's looking a little, what Nicki Minaj be saying.
Still need more time to see what happens with him. I don't agree with it, but some people are already saying that he fell off. We just have to wait and see. It's really unfortunate that we'll never know just how...
I feel like a lot of people feel like his music is becoming repetitive.
Big XXX Tentacion, Pop Smoke, Juice WRLD, among other artists, just how big they would be. Like, I was a big Juice WRLD fan. I love Juice WRLD music. I thought Juice WRLD was so talented. I wasn't a big Triple X or a Pop Smoke fan, but I feel like it would be ignorant to ignore their fan base and the movement that they had going. It just sucks that we'll never know. All in all, I feel like hip-hop is just evolving the way it always does. Nas said back all the way in 2006 that hip-hop is dead, and then right after that we got Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Wale, Big Crit, Mac Miller, Tyler the Creator, Wiz Khalifa, Meek Mill, so on and so on. Is hip-hop dying?
Notice he only named men. But it's a rise. Say it with me, people. Rise. It's a rise of women rappers. And I'm so here for it. Like, I'm so here for it. Like, it gives me chills, bruh. Like, I believe the evolution of hip-hop is going to be dominated by women this time. See what I'm saying? Like, we got Lakia, we got Lotto, we got Nicki Minaj, we got Ice Spice, yeah, we got Cardi. All right, she's brought into the conversation, but she hasn't put out an album in how long? So, but she in there. Who else we got? We got so many. We got Flo Milli. We got Cali. We got so many. And it's like, I feel like this next turnover of hip hop is going to be led by women. And I'm so here for it.
To me, no. But I am nervous about the fact that it hasn't been a younger artist.
And it's going to be longevity involved. Like, it's going to last. I'm telling you. Like, women, we hold the fort down.
To clearly take the torch from those last big three. That's a problem. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things. Clearly take the torch from those last big.
Listen, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, they're like the Mount Rushmore right now. Okay? Notice he don't have no women involved in like his sentiments, but that's another shade for another tree. But this is definitely tea. Like, this is definitely like the Mount Rushmore, putting it down, of hip hop right now, of the male space. They say Drake about got as many hits as Michael Jackson, and it's definitely there. I'm not knocking that. But even he too, sometimes it's like, okay, like I have to be in a Drake mood sometimes. But really, no way. Now that I think about it, he got a vibe for every mood. But J. Cole and Kendrick, well, J. Cole more specifically, I have to want to be in that mood to listen to some of his music, like more so his older music. And but I'm rambling now. Let's finish this video.
3. That's a problem. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel.
That was a good video,
what
guys.
are your thoughts on this topic? If you're a younger person, if you're 23, 24 or younger, do you think this is a topic that the old people just need to shut up? And if you're older like me, do you think that we're just truly in a bad state right now?
I'm gonna tell you right now what I think. Tell you right now, hip hop is not dead. You're just getting old, okay? Because that's an evolution with everything. Just like I said, everything evolves, right? Everything evolves, and with evolution comes change. You cannot fight the future, no matter how hard you try. Look at technology. That's a whole different subject. But listen, you can't fight the future. You see how technology is evolving every day. Like we got what's the name of them? Hologram keyboards out now. They're like, if you see that new TV with Samsung, like, to get back on subject, like, you cannot fight the future. And like, same thing with music. Like, there's a new sound every decade. Like, you know how many decades we don't have since I've been alive? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not that old, y'all. But with every decade comes a new sound. And we know this. So, excuse me. Can't fight the future. You just cannot fight the future. And I can't stress that enough. Say that enough. Like, y'all, music is really changing. How do y'all feel about it? In the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. Alright. Peace.
I just constant to be with you. That's why. So I need this over.